because there are a lot of parents. So some parents have asked us if they can have a recording of it for later. So if you want to keep your videos off, that is completely fine. After the session, we'll also be handling some questions. So in case something comes up to your mind, just keep putting it in the chat. And at the end of the session, we'll have a look at those questions as well. Yeah. So a big welcome once again, everyone. So let's see what we're going to be covering today. We are going to start with the benefits of mock exams. We'll have a look at when a child should ideally be taking their first mock exam. We'll look at the various exam formats. We'll come to the very important question, how many mock exams should one take before the main exam? We'll be discussing the specific features of Oxbridge mocks. We'll have a look at a sample score report, which one of the students got last year. We'll have a look at the mock exam dates for 2023. And finally, we'll have a discussion around pricing and discounts available. Yeah. So let's start with the benefits of mock exams. So the most important benefit is obviously it helps you benchmark your preparation. Now, a lot of, we understand that taking the first mock exam is always going to be scary for a child. And that's probably the reason why a lot of parents, push it towards the last. But that might not be the best strategy, because the sooner you understand where you are in the pecking order, it motivates a lot of students to put in more effort and actually improve their rankings. So there is a right time to start the mock exams, and that's what you should do. Second benefit is it gets you accustomed to the exam pressure. Over the years, we've been hearing from parents that, the child was doing really well at home at, exams, 10-minute tests, which they were doing at home. And suddenly they take a mock exam and the performance dips. This is very natural because, getting accustomed to that exam pressure where you're giving the exam competitively with your peers, that's the entire different ball game. So, getting used to that exam pressure is very important. And obviously, it's important that you get used to it in a mock exam rather than, face that pressure for the first time in the real thing. So, that's another benefit of mock exams. Understanding the areas where you need improvement, obviously, the sooner you know, the better, isn't it? So that you can actually plan and, do more practice in that area and, bring it up to par rather than, learning it at the end and panicking. So another benefit of, taking mock exams early. And finally, mock exams are just great for practice. As parents and tutors, sometimes you put a lot of pressure on kids to do well in mocks. But let's not forget, they're just great for practice. In fact, one of the best techniques to improve your score is when you give a mock exam, look at the questions you got wrong, look at the solutions, and make sure you don't make those same mistakes next time. So, mock exams are great for practice. The more you give, the more areas you identify, the more question types you identify, and hopefully that will help keep improving your score for the next time. Now, when should somebody be taking their first mock exam? Now, here we are talking about competitive mock exams where you give as part of a cohort along with other students. Now, we recommend that it is important that you have covered the course material once. So if you are doing bond books or something similar at home, that's fine. If your child goes to a tuition center and that's fine. If they've covered all the basic content, that is important. For example, if you are giving a GL-based mock exam and NVR is going to be a part of it, and the child has never faced a spatial reasoning question before, facing it first time in the mock exam is not ideal. So ideally, they should have a little bit of practice of all the question types, they can expect to encounter in the mock. And as long as they have done that, they are ready to face their first mock. That being said, we do recommend taking your first mock exam at least, 6 months prior to the main exam. So if the child is looking at taking the main exam in September this year, March would probably be a good time for them to, have an experience of their first mock. Now, there are various mock exam formats available. The first one is obviously the physical format where you actually go to a center and you give the exam on paper along with all the other students. So that's one format. Second is where you give the exam online from the comfort of your home. These are also timed tests, but obviously they don't have that kind of pressure of, being with other children and giving it in a competitive environment. And the third one is at-home mocks, where we physically post the physical paper to your home address. You give it under exam conditions, you give us the answer sheet, and we give you a full detailed report. So that is the third kind of mock exam option you have. Coming to how many mock exams you should take. So we recommend that you actually start your mock exam journey at home, where the pressure is not so much. If you are giving a GL-based exam, a GL issue their own practice papers, which are really good. They are not based on any specific exam format, but it does give you a very good sense of how much time you're going to get versus how many questions. So these are really high quality papers, and we do recommend them if you're looking at a GL style mock. Otherwise, you can opt for our at-home mocks, where we will send out the physical copy of the paper we did last year as a physical mock. And you can have a go at that before attempting a online or in-person mock exam. After that, we do recommend monthly mock exams. They could be online or physical, depending on how much money you want to spend and how convenient it is. And we do say at least one physical mock exam before the mains. Ideally more than one, because of the same reason I mentioned. You don't want to get the feeling of being in a competitive environment for the first time when you're taking the real exam. So do get some practice of physical mocks before the main exam as well. So guys, I know some chats are coming through. So if you have any questions, please keep putting them in the chat and we'll take them towards the end of the session. Yeah. Now, let's talk about Oxbridge mocks. So currently we do mock exams for GL, HBS, QE, and Sutton. We do all three formats: online mock exams, physical mock exams, and at-home mocks. And with at-home mocks, you get the exam paper we did last year. And when we do the physical papers this year, they will also be available as at-home mocks about a week after the actual exam. So, you will have a greater range of papers to choose from. Some of the benefits of doing mocks with us is, you get to keep the exam paper. So if you are giving the physical mock, you actually get to take home the exam paper, which is not true with a lot of providers. If you're giving the online version, then you have access to it till November of this year. So you can revisit it and see your mistakes, etc. All mocks come with a personalized score report, which include a lot of useful information. For example, pass, no pass analysis. So would you have passed if this was the real exam or not? We'll take you through a sample report in a bit, and then you'll see this for yourself. We give you raw, standardized, and ranking information. So how well you did in the mock. You have access to detailed solutions with all our mock exams. And very key feature, we allow you to retake the test online for free. So how this works is, let's say you give a mock exam, you give a physical mock exam today, yeah? So obviously you get the report with your rankings, etc. But sometime down the line, let's say 1 month down the line, you could ask us to reset that mock exam online for you, and the child could give that exam again. Now, this is a very important tool because, like I said, one of the best ways to keep improving your score is look at your mistakes and learn how to do the question right. And this actually tests if the child has done that, if they have internalized their mistakes and how to do it correctly the next time. So this is a very unique feature which we offer, and this you can do with all our exams. So even if you give the exam physically, you will have access to the online version, and you can give it once, just to check if the child has learned from their mistakes. We understand that, your plans can change. So we are very flexible, and we allow you to cancel the mock exam anytime. You can reschedule the mock for a later day or even get a full refund at any time. The only thing we ask is, in case of physical mocks, give us at least a week's notice, because there's a lot of admin involved. So we do keep it very flexible so that we can change with your plans. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Now let's talk about, let's have a view of the sample report I was talking about. Let me open that. So this is the report from one of the children who gave the exam last year. So this is the Sutton mock exam, yeah. Now, a key feature of our Sutton HBS exams is we also allow students to take round 2 on certain dates. So you can give both round 1, and for an extra payment, you can give round 2 as well. So this particular child gave the July Sutton mock exam, and these are their round 1 scores. So in English, they scored 85%. We have some comments on how easy or difficult the test was, how much time was taken versus how much was allotted. This is really important because if a child is not utilizing the full time, they need to revise the paper before submitting it. So they need to keep revising because each score matters, isn't it? And total 84 students took this mock and they ranked 22 in terms of English. Yeah. Then we convert these scores into standardized scores. If you want to learn more about standardized scores, you can do that on our website. And then we get a round 1 net score. And we convert this into a predicted rank. So this child had a round 1 predicted rank of 300, between 300 to 600 out of 3,000 students. Yeah. Invitation to round 2 is for the top 1,000 students. And obviously, because they had a rank in the top 1,000, they had an invite to round 2, tentative invite to round 2. Now they chose to give the round 2 as well. In round 2, again, a similar kind of report. Only 45 students gave round 2. So in English, they had a rank of 34 out of 45. Again, we give standardized scores. And as is the Sutton way of doing things, we give a weightage of 2:2:3:3 for round 1 English maths and round 2 English maths. So they got a total score of 1083, and they gave them a total rank of 600 to 1,000 out of 3,000 students. Yeah. So you have a lot of detailed analysis in terms of whether you would be selected for round 2 and how well you did in round 2. Then we have a lot of information around how to review your child's mistakes, how you can find it on the website, detailed feedback from the English task, which I'll show you in a minute. And like I mentioned, you can retake the test for free once, by letting us know that you want to reset the exam. Then we have a detailed personalized feedback depending on your score. So this talks about how much points you got, what was the cutoff, etc. It gives some useful tips on, how to improve your score, and also some general points on how hard the various sections of the test were. So a lot of useful information is there in this section. Then I was saying, in HBS and Sutton, in certain exams, we do allow the students to take round 2 as well. So this is detailed feedback on their round 2 creative writing task. We also give you a detailed breakup of how the score was achieved. And we also share the top scoring sample in the cohort. So the student who gave the best answer, the top scoring answer, will share that without obviously sharing the name of the student. Yeah. After that, there is some useful information on upcoming mocks, some upcoming resources which you have, and that's going to be included as well. So guys, hopefully this gives you a sense of how detailed the report is going to be and how valuable this analysis is going to be. Now let's get back to the PPT. Now, in terms of mock exam schedule for 2023, this is the schedule for the physical mock exams. So we have mock exams in March, May, and July. So this presentation will come to you, this recording will come to you as a link, so you can review it later as well. And all these dates are on our website as well, if you want to check them out. So we have GL, Sutton, HBS, and QE physical mock exams in March, May, and July. Yeah. We do coincide our physical mocks with online mocks. So in case you can't make the physical mock venue, you can opt for the online mock, and we pool all the results together to give the overall ranking. Yeah. And like I mentioned, after each physical mock exam, the paper will be available as an at-home mock as well. So in case you missed it and you still want to give the paper, you can ask for the at-home mock, and then we'll put you in with the results so that you can see where you stood in that exam. So let's talk about discounts and prices. All our online mocks are £20. So that is for HBS and Sutton, that is just round 1. And for GL, QE, obviously there is only 1 round. At-home mocks cost £25, just because you have to physically email the paper to you, and obviously each paper has to be marked individually as well, so a little more expensive. All physical mocks are £50. And if you opt for round 2 for Sutton or HBS, that is the additional £25. Yeah. But there are some discounts which are available. So for any mock, you can get 5% off by using this code. We do have mock exam bundles. So if you do 3 GL mock exams, you get 15% off on each. And one thing I would like to mention is, like I mentioned, we have, let me go to the previous slide. We have mock exams in March, May, and July, but we will also announce a mock exam in August. So that has not been announced yet. That will be announced next month. If you decide to take any bundle, you are allowed to change the mock exam. So let's say you can't make on the 7th of May, we can cancel this and give you the August mock in its stead. In case you are really not able to make it, you can get a refund for the mock exam as well. So you have a lot of flexibility. Yeah. So you can get 5% off using this code. You can get 15% off mock exam bundle. And we do offer a special discount for NHS and other key worker parents. In case you are in this category, do email us at sumit@oxbridgeinstitute.co.uk, and I'll let you know the process. You will obviously have to give a proof of some kind just to make sure that, we are giving the discount to the right people. But, you have that option available. Like I said, we do allow you to mix and match physical mock exams. So in case you can't make a particular exam and you want to change it to the August mock, we can do that. Or if you want a refund for that mock, we can do that as well. Yeah. One very exciting thing that is coming this month is our online books. So we have a bundle of 10-minute, 15-minute, and 20-minute test books. Each book contains 10 tests. So 10-minute test book would contain 10 tests of 10 minutes each, and they range in difficulty from beginner to intermediate to advanced. So how it works is the 10-minute tests are the easiest, and 15 minutes are harder, and 20 minutes are still harder. So this journey helps students, increase their sitting time and also face increasingly harder difficulty of questions. So this is a very good, tool to start from the basic and, keep improving. And we will offer a launch discount of 15% on these bundles as well. So all this information will come to you in the email that's going to come to you at the end of next week. We'll have a free practice sample book available so that you can just try the new system. And the link to this will also be in the email that will come to you. So hopefully, guys, you can make full use of this and, help in putting your best foot forward for the mock exams. So one thing I would like to tell you is about the school-specific webinars we will be hosting next month. So if you are looking at GL Bucks, HBS, QE, Sutton, we'll be hosting a specific seminar for that school where we'll be discussing the exam format in a little more detail and also a little more information about specifically preparation for that school. So information on that will be included in the email that's coming to you next week. So dates and time will be in that email as well. Yeah. So guys, this is thanks for listening. This is our contact information. You can reach me anytime by sumit@oxbridgeinstitute.co.uk. On our website, we have this chat button. If you press this, generally a team member is at hand to, answer your queries. In case there isn't, please leave your email and your query, and somebody will get back to you as well. So guys, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, please do pop it in the Q&A in the chat, and we'll address the questions now. Thank you. Okay, the first query is regarding can I book in advance for a home mock for this year physical mock version? Yes, you can book in advance as well. We will be opening the advanced booking for at-home mocks next week. So after next week, you'll be able to book the exam. And as soon as the exam happens, or maybe even a day before, we will post the physical mock exam to you. And as soon as you get it back to us, we will give you a detailed report on that. Yeah. So next query is, will we get a copy of the presentation? We will be sharing a link which will have a recorded version of this session so that you can review it next week or anytime after that at your leisure. Yeah. Next query, will the exams be GL only? is that written on a separate paper and multiple choice. So it depends on what exam you are taking. We do offer GL mock exams. If you opt for a physical mock exam, then you will get the question booklet and you will have an answer sheet like you have in the actual exam, where you have to fill in the circles. You submit it back to us. We'll feed it back into the computer, and then you will get the exam report by email. Yeah. And will it be multiple choice? Yes, all of the exam are multiple choice, except for HBS and certain round 2, which have a creative element, writing element to them. So obviously that you have to write it out, or you can type it in the computer, whichever way you choose. What do a student needs to take with him for the physical mock? So you are welcome to bring a pencil, eraser, sharpener, the usual stuff. Children are required to bring a snack with them, which should be ideally nut-free. And we do recommend a water bottle. So they will have access to a water fountain and toilet facilities on site, but it's always nicer if you bring your own bottle and a snack, so that in the break you can have that. All the instructions will come to you 1 week prior to the exam as well. So you will have access to all these detailed information for the physical mocks. I can't make one physical mock for a bundle. Is there a discount for combo of physical and online mocks? So if you can't make one particular physical mock, we can change it to the August mock, or in case you really can't make it, we'll give you 1/3 of the money back. So if you cancel one mock from the bundle, we will give you 1/3 of the money back. So we do ask you to try and make the mock exams which you have booked, but if you can't book it, we will not penalize you as long as you let us know 1 week in advance. Yeah. Is there a combo of physical and online mocks? So generally, we don't offer discounts for online mocks because they are really great value as it is. But you do have that 5% off using mock 5. Other than that, there's no bundle with the two. But if you are looking to book 5-6 exams or more in the same go, do contact us and we'll see what we can do. Yeah. So for online mock exams, do we have to give the exam on specific time, or will that be available for some time in the day or to write on our own time? If you book an online mock exam, let's say it opens on a Saturday, it will open on 9 a.m. on a Saturday, and you need to complete all the modules by Monday 10 p.m. So you have like 3 days to complete it. So you can start whenever you want and you can finish whenever you want. In case you need extra time beyond Monday, we are very flexible. So you let us know that you need extra time and we'll make sure you get extra time. In the past, we have had students who couldn't take the mock exam on that week because of some engagement, and we allowed them to take it on a later week and as well. So, we are very flexible. So let us know and we will accommodate you. How many students do usually sit a mock exam with Oxbridge Institute? If you're talking about the dates on which the physical mock exam is there, we are expecting between 70 to 120 students. That is because we club the physical mock exam with the online mock, just so that we have a bigger sample size. So you can expect those number of students to be taking the exam on that particular day. Yeah. Any mock exams for Tiffin plan? We did a mock exam for Tiffin last year. But Tiffin have a very unusual scoring format, where you have those letters and you have to select 1, 2, 3. Currently, our system is not really compatible with that. So that's why we have decided not to do Tiffin mock this year, but we are developing that system for next year. So we know that we can't offer you the best experience for Tiffin. That's why we are not doing it this year. But for the others, we are confident that you will like our approach and our system. So, we are sticking to the ones we can do good. How long is each paper? So like I mentioned, we'll be doing a school-specific session next month. In that, we'll be going through the specific school exam pattern. Usually, the exams are around 130 minutes each, but obviously, it does vary. For example, GL would be slightly different from HBS. And again, then round 1 and round 2 can be different. So we'll be taking it next month along with the school-specific webinars. You will have a link to them next week. So we do encourage you to join that. And, hopefully that will answer your queries. Where is the mock exam taking place? Oh, very nice question. So for the GL mock exams, they take place in Milton Keynes in Hasley Academy. The Sutton mock exam will take place in Harris Academy in Sutton. and the QE and HBS mock exam are going to take place near Barnet. Let me take you through the exam information, how you can find it. So if you go to our website and you go to physical mock exams, then you can see all the physical mock exams. And for example, if you click QE Boys, it will tell you the exam venue is Kingsbury High School in London. Yeah, so this is near Barnet itself. So exams are very near the actual centers of the exams. So hopefully that should be fine. Okay. So finally, a few more questions, guys. Where does the student do the working out? Is it on a separate sheet or the site of the question? Are they allowed digital watches? Students are allowed digital watches, and with us, you get to take the exam paper home. So that is yours to keep. If students want to do the working on the exam paper, that's completely fine. Yeah. Is it possible to attend the online mocks you have already taken? That is possible. So if you wanted to take a past GL mock exam, which we have done, we could allow you to do that. Contact us individually. But we do have a full schedule of mock exams which we are taking place in the next couple of months. I have not shared with you the details of all the online mocks, etc. So do go on our website and see the schedule. The best thing to do is to take the mock exam, which is going to happen in the future, because then that means you get the results along with all the other students which are taking the mock exam instead of a historical result from last year. Yeah. So we recommend take a live mock exam. But if you really want to take a mock exam now and we don't have anything planned, contact us and we'll see if you can open a previous mock exam for you. Does the marking need to be done by pencil, or is it a choice of pen or pencil? We do recommend using pencils because we want the experience to be as close to the real as possible. If a student marks it with a pen and they decide to change it at a later point, the answer, they can't do that. Obviously, you can't rub out a pen. So we do recommend you stick to a pencil. That being said, if a student does mark it with a pen, we will still, assess it. But it is in your best interest to keep as close to the real exam guidelines as possible. So we do recommend pencil. Parents are allowed to meet the children during the physical mock break. The mock breaks during the physical exams are just going to be 10 to 15 minutes. So, it's not going to be a very lengthy break. So we don't actually allow the students to leave the room. We do encourage if they bring a snack with them so that they can have it within the room itself. And parents are invited to come back at the end of the mock. We'll let you know what time. And, at that time, you can pick up the children. That is the best way, because in a 10-15 minute break, if everyone's running around, it doesn't, work out well. Will you please provide key workers discount for online? This discount is generated on a bespoke basis. So let's say you are Kate and you work in NHS, you let us know, we'll ask for your proof and we might give you a discount code like Kate something, So it's going to be very bespoke for you. And these are just one use codes because we don't want these leaking out to everyone. It won't be fair to parents who are paying full price as well. So that's why we want you to contact us. Give us the proof of your, if you're working for NHS or any other key sector, and we'll give these discounts specific to you as a one-time use basis. Yeah. So somebody's mentioned about a particular sector they are working in. If that counts under key worker sector, please email it to us and we'll, let you know on a case-by-case basis. For HBS, if a child clears the round 1, how long before round 2? Another great question. So the way it works is on that weekend, we will give you a week's time before you. So let's say you have the HBS mock this weekend. We will open the round 2 on the next weekend. So just the weekend, following that weekend. And you are required to complete round 2 and submit it. And, then we'll give you a combined report for both rounds. Yeah. Hopefully that answers that question. Would there be any parking facilities for physical mocks? Yes, so we have a tie-up with schools. They do have adequate parking facilities. And we do encourage the parents to leave the children, and they can either wait outside the school or they can go and come back. So you do have adequate parking facilities in all our centers. Yeah. Is it worth trying bucks if we are out of catchment? So again, when we discuss the school specific exam pattern, then you can ask about catchment and other questions as well. So please wait for that link next month. And in that, we can address catchment questions as well. Generally, bucks only takes within catchment. So if you're out of catchment, you have a little bit of grace period where you can move into catchment after the results. So there is a process for that. If you can do that, fine. Otherwise, they will not consider you if you don't fall into the catchment. So that's bucks. A lot of other schools have different, criteria they take out of catchment as well. I mean, things like HBS, Sutton, How long will it take to get the results of the physical mock exams? We try to get the results back to you within a week's time, possibly sooner, depending on how many students are taking the exam and how much time it takes us to process it. Ideally, we'll aim for 5 days. So within 5 days, we'll get the results back to you. Sorry, I missed the first 5 minutes. What does round 1 and round 2 mean? So certain schools like HBS and Sutton, they have 2 rounds of exam, and you give the first round, and if you clear it, then only you are invited for round 2. This is not applicable for GL and QE, which only have 1 round. So in case you are giving HBS and Sutton, on certain exams, we do allow students to give both rounds so that they can actually experience the full exam. So in the physical mocks in March, May, and July, we will allow students to give round 2. So whether you're taking the online version or the physical version, you will have access to round 2 as well on a separate payment of £25. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. So do we have to book first HBS round physical? We will get the results within a week, and then we can book the second round. With Sutton and HBS, irrespective of whether you were to clear first round, we allow you to take the second round as long as you make the required payment. So in the report, we would indicate whether you were likely to clear round 1 to go to round 2. But irrespective of that, we will allow you to take round 2 in case you make the payment. 1 week before the physical mock exam, you will get an email with a link in which you can book the second round. Yeah. If we are taking online or at-home mocks, how would the second round works? So there is no second round for at-home mocks. But if you're taking the online mock in these months, that is March, May, or July, when the physical mocks are there, again, you will get the link 1 week prior if you want to book round 2. And as long as you do that, you will have access to round 2 as well. Yeah. Which schools don't need any catchment? QE, Sutton, HBS, all of them have out of catchment seats. So so QE obviously doesn't have any catchment at all. Sutton and HBS have some seats for catchment, and they have some seats which usually go to out of catchment. GL doesn't do any out of catchment stuff. So only if you are in catchment and you clear, you get admission. Yeah. How much score is required for HBS round 1 to sit for round 2? Like I mentioned, next month we'll be having a school specific event, and then this question might be better answered. In general, if you are in top 1,000, you get invited to round 2. If you are in the top 300, you get invited to round 2, and generally around 3,000 students take the exam. So if you're in the top 10%, you get invited to round 2 in HBS. HBS stage 1 mock, how many questions will be for English, VR, and NVR? This is a very specific question. In the next month, when we have a school specific session, we will get into this. Yeah, you'll get the link in the email next week. So please register for that seminar, and then we'll be happy to answer this question. The last question, guys, if you have any burning questions, you can still put it in the chat. Is the mock exam harder than the actual exam? Now, the actual exam can vary in degree from year to year. So we have had some years, for example, I am based in Bucks, so GL area. So we have heard students, really tough exam 1 year. and a relatively easy exam next year. So the actual exam can vary in difficulty from year to year. Mock exams do tend to be a little bit on the higher, tougher side, but good mock exams will be near to the actual exam level. So you can expect a little bit of variation from mock to mock, as well as from the real exam from year to year as well. So we recommend you do a range of mock exams. Some might be simple, some might be a little more harder. And students should have experience of this range of mock exams to be truly prepared for any difficulty level. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. One more thing has been asked. What is the weightage for Sutton? I didn't get 2:2, 3:3. So in the Sutton round 1, you have English and maths. In round 2, you have again English and maths. So the way Sutton Grammar School weights is round 1 English and maths weightage of 2, and round 2 English and maths weightage of 3. So round 2 has slightly more weightage compared to round 1. So they multiply score from round 1 by 2, round 2 by 3, and then add it together to give the combined score. And that is used to get the rankings out of the students. One more question. For physical mock HBS round 1, what is the expected score close to the actual result required for round 2? So like I mentioned, in HBS in particular, they take the top 10% students. So top 300 students will get an invite to round 2. In our report, we will give you a predicted rank. So did you score in the top 300 or 300 to 600 or 600 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000, like that? So if you get a score in the top 300, then you would get an invite to round 2. But in our mocks, we can allow you to take round 2 anyways, as long as you make the payment. But we would indicate if you were likely to have cleared it on your own. Yeah. Is there creative writing in any of these schools? So HBS and Sutton round 2 has elements of creative writing. QE and GL do not. Yeah. So guys, we'll wait a couple of more minutes in case you have any more questions. Please pop it in. And like I mentioned, you will get a recording of the session, so you can review any of the answers later as well. Yeah. Hopefully you found this session useful, guys. Cool, guys. So, okay, some nice comments coming in, thanks for that. Always appreciate it. So guys, as there are no more questions, we'll close the session for now. You'll get a recording as well as a lot of useful information in the email next week. So please do look out for that. And if you don't get it, that means it's gone in the spam. Yeah. So do check your spam as well. So thanks a lot, guys. See you next time. And thanks a lot for attending.